So, Black Adam is the latest DC flick and stars The Rock. Now, most people would say this is a recipe for disaster, with the DC universe taking L after L after L after L. It is clear that they are not in the best state right now. And when they bring in a guy who has played pretty much the same character in every movie to play one of DC's biggest anti-heroes, I can understand why most fans had a difficult time getting excited for this movie. Now, I personally find Dwayne Johnson movies very entertaining. They all share one similarity. They all are movies that are good for what they are. They are never amazing, and they are never terrible. And what's nice about them is that you know exactly what you're getting into. Cheesy Dwayne Johnson one-liners. And I don't mind that at all. So it's safe to say that this movie pretty much had the same effect on me. It was fine, just fine. Nothing too crazy or awesome, and nothing bad about it either. It's filled with cheesy one-liners, obviously, and ridiculous CGI battles, but that's okay. I don't mind that shit. As long as the CGI looks good, of course. So Black Adam follows the story of, well, Black Adam, of course.
Obviously.
His story begins when he is freed from his tomb after 5,000 years, and with powers that nearly resemble Superman's abilities, he is ready to take on any other powerful superhuman that stands in his way. He has help from Dr. Fate and the gang, aka the Justice Society, but he still does most of the work, of course. Why? Because he's fucking Dwayne Johnson, that's why. What's interesting is that Mr. Adam didn't have many lines in this film, being that he is a powerful weapon of mass destruction who was basically dead for 5,000 years until being revived in the modern day world. It makes sense that he's supposed to be confused about how people interact with each other today, let alone what the fucking world looks like today, and I think the writers did a good job with showing that. Well, for the most part, there is one scene where he says, "Don't push it," and we all know that the term "don't push it" was not something that people used 5,000 years ago. But you know what? I'm just nitpicking. It's really not that big of a fucking deal. If anything, The Rock gets to show his range because it is quite unusual for him to not have a crazy amount of lines in a movie that he is starring in. But regardless of all that, this is still just like his other movies. It is simply a turn your brain off, entertaining, fun, CGI-filled, action-packed superhero flick. And honestly, I don't know what to tell you guys. I had a lot of fun with this movie, and I think I would see it again. Some of the plot and story is flawed, and while the antagonist is sort of cool, he is also just another throwaway villain. But besides that, the performances were all spot on. Even the kid in it wasn't annoying, and that's usually not the case in comic book films these days.
Rule number 1 of multiversal travel, you don't know anything.
Shut up, bitch.
Pierce Brosnan was the perfect Dr. Fate. That guy still got it, man. I would love to see him in more stuff. What's funny about this movie is that we get DC's Doctor Strange, DC's Falcon, and DC's Black Panther. Totally joking about Black Panther, obviously. Anyways, Black Adam's power is just fucking insane. He's literally unstoppable. Like, every fight in this movie is unfair as fuck. If you pick a fight with Black Adam, you're gonna fucking lose, bro. Just don't even try. And even without his powers, he's just The Rock, who's still strong as fuck. So, yeah, it's best if you just stay out of his way. I mean, that's what the movie tells you to do. And we're all supposed to listen to movies because they're always accurate and totally realistic. Now, I'm going to get into a few spoilers here, so if you haven't seen Black Adam yet, you've been warned. So I just said I loved Pierce Brosnan's Dr. Fate, but it is very unfortunate that he dies in this film. His death was honorable and worked well for the story, but it sucks that he went out this early because I would have loved to see more of him. It is the cliche mentor dies death that we've seen countless times in films, but I was chill with it. And also, when Black Adam's power was taken from him, I was so worried that the movie would end after that, and I would have been so pissed. But luckily, he is freed from his cell, gets his power back, and fights the evil Egyptian demon or whatever the fuck that dude's name is. Honestly, I don't really fucking know or care. Anyways, this movie was quite alright. No issues and no praises, as I said. Just simple Dwayne Johnson ass-kicking fun. I'm gonna give Black Adam a 6 out of 10. As always, thanks for watching, guys. And if you like this review, please like and subscribe as there will be more reviews on the way.